Jim.
Mr. President?
How you getting along?
Okay, how are you, sir?
Well, I've had a long, hard week, but a good one, I think, and I think we've made had a good meeting in Honolulu, and our forces are in better shape for the attack than we've ever been before in Saigon, and I think we'll have a tough month, but I think it's going to work out all right. Jim, this old billboard Kramer up there,
Yeah.
you're not hoeing around with him, are you?
I'm trying to keep him from offering a separate motion on
Well,
the
he'll do it. Well, let's just let him do it over the nation. If they just wreck us, let them wreck us. But God Almighty, let's don't let them take this penalty provision out, because this damn billboard lobby has run this country time in ad infinitum. I voted with him one time because Bob Kerr made me on a tie vote over in the Senate before I learned better, but I've never seen such a goddamn group of selfish, eager hogs. They won't even let people sit down and try to reason with them. And I'm told that they're trying to take out this penalty provision. And our people say put in a meaningless bonus that won't amount to a damn thing. And I know Kramer.
Yeah.
Whatever he does, I know is evil toward me, and I know is evil toward the...
Well, he's not our friend. I know that.
No, he is a mean one. I look at him, and you can look at him and tell that.
But the little devil won on the floor.
Yes, that's right. And we were all busy doing everything else, and nobody would just stand up and slug him. But the other day when I had this fight over here on Trinity, I had I didn't know that you knew what you were talking about, but I had a Secretary of the Army. It was absolutely 100% against us. I had a Secretary of Transportation wrote the meanest damn letter I ever saw and ought to be fired for it. I just like Alan Boyd, but that was a terrible thing. I directed the budget. I had to call in and just stomp him in the teeth. But those things do happen, and while we were messing around on Vietnam and all these other things, why, they've got a little sentiment going with them because of the expenditures and the war and everything else. But it's going to cost the highway lobby more than that. I'm gonna look after their interests best I can, and I just don't think if we go down in Vietnam or billboards or any other place, we ought to go down with our flag flying. We oughtn't to just let them take us over. And I don't want to take a step backward.
All right.
If they're going to do it under Humphrey, all right. If they want the billboards to come back in and start putting up big 5-cent hamburgers, once seen, never forgotten, that's all right with me. I don't want them to do it. I think that penalty provision on billboards ought to stay in there.
All right. Let me understand your position on it, and I'll try to see if I can get it done now. I got Kramer to the point, at least, that he would agree to a penalty that would deny any 319B money, that's scenic enhancement money, to any state that didn't comply with Sections 1 and 2, that's billboard and junkyard control. Now, that's some penalty that he's already agreed to. Now, what I've been trying to do has been to get an agreement where we could go back to both houses without having a separate vote on the billboard and asking for separate instructions, because it stands out like a sore thumb in this climate where all the damn demagogues are trying to prove that they've saved money, and they reach out there and flick a little thing like this and then go back and beat their breast and claim that they've saved a hell of a lot of money, you know.
I think that's right. I think that's true, and I think that is the climate, and I sure agree with you on that. On the other hand, I believe I'd rather lose fighting than to let and I think the day will come, and I think it's going to be pretty extreme after we get out of here, when they're going to look at some of these things and see what the Kramers did to them, because I think they're selfish interest people.
I made the best speech I thought I could have made, and I was satisfied with it, and I thought I'd won, but I didn't on the House floor to keep them from cutting out all the money and all of it. But let me understand. Now, you would like to have the penalty provision back in, and you'd like to have the Randall Amendment out. Now, I think we can get agreement of a majority of the House conferees, just a party line vote on that, and maybe we could get the Senate to steal the papers. They're not entitled to them. Take them over there and vote first, which would just give us an up or down vote on the whole bill. Now, that'd be a little dirty shenanigans.
Well, that's what I do. That's exactly what I do. I just sure
get a separate.
That's right, and Randolph will do that. Just let him take it and tell him go on and get it out of there before Dirksen leaves to go to the convention. But they got to, that y'all can do a little business, but that they can't, I guess. Aren't you going to be here Monday, Tuesday?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, maybe if you aren't you going to meet this morning?
We're meeting this morning. Yes, sir.
Just get them to agree to it, and you all can have a 4-3 vote. Who is against you on it? Kramer and who else?
Well, the three Republicans, Kramer.
Is it that closely developed, Clausen, Harsha, and Kramer?
Yes, that's right. Now, the guys on the Democratic side have got some real serious reservations about the way that Allen has administered the program, but I can make them go along. Luzinski and Edmondson and, of course, Mr. Fallon. I can make them go along. If there be a little disposition on the part of the Senate to give the House one little thing that I think would probably solve the whole thing, and that would be paragraph C without the Randall Amendment. And that's just a restatement of what Secretary Boyd said to Mr. Clue in a letter, that he would recognize state determinations on what constituted customary practice on size and spacing and lighting. If they can give them that, I can get the rest of our boys to go along on these other things.
And get the Senate to take the papers. Well, I don't know anything about the paragraph C of Randall Committee, but I'll get Barefoot to call you right back and get him to talk to Boyd, and then I'll try to get him to get Randolph to take the papers and see if we can handle it that way. And God bless your soul. You're a can-do man.
Let me ask you.
Say, did we got your Trinity thing sent up?
Sure as hell did, and I think we're working on the thing.
Well,
now.
I guess that'll be the major cronyism of the campaign.
Well, I hope it doesn't hurt you. It sure as hell helps the rest of us. Mr. Bennett, two things. You did get the letter from TCU. But, you know,
I haven't seen it.
Well, it came in.
I want to see it. Oh, God bless.
The president just offered you carte blanche. He says whatever kind of a program you want. And it's a beautiful letter.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I called up and told Jim Jones to be on the lookout for it.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'll do Jim Wright some good.
Are you sure?
Because I'm a right man. You're my hero down there, and I expect you to stay on the job and keep yourself alert, and mentally fit, and physically well.
Well, thank you, and ask Jim for that letter.
I'll do it. I'll get it today. What's the second thing?
Second thing is the other thing you'd asked me to do
bail.
On bail. Now they have submitted
a lease agreement.
Yep, they sure have.
All right. You know what it is. You know the term.
But they submitted it to Youngblood, and
that's good. That's good. God bless you.
A copy of it yesterday.
That's good. Keep in touch with me. And let me know on this. And if I'm not here, let Larry Barefoot know. Larry Temple.
If you'll have Barefoot call me, I'll just wait right here, and then maybe he can call Randolph, and we'll work out that.
I'll do it. Jim?